Hey everyone, if you want to succeed in selling t-shirt designs on pod sites like Amazon, TeePublic, and Etsy, or on your own site like Shopify, one of the basic skills you'll need to have is to know whether a t-shirt is a good design or a bad design. So in this video, I'm going to try and break it down. I'm going to share with you 7 do's and don'ts for good t-shirt design. Then we're going to get into looking at examples of what good t-shirt design is and a bad t-shirt design is. I've been doing this for over 20 years, selling online since 2005, so I have a little bit of an idea of what a good t-shirt design and a bad t-shirt design is, and I can explain it. So I'm going to do that in this video. First, we're going to take a look at the do's and don'ts, and then look at examples. All right, so I have my do's and don'ts list right here, and I'm going to go over them quickly because I want to show you examples, and I think the examples are going to be a lot better. I'm a more visual person, so I think that that's going to help too, especially in t-shirt design. I think you're going to have to be more visual with it. But here they are in written text. First, do's. First do is use good AI art or graphics. A lot of people just go and get whatever graphics they want and expect those things to sell. Actually, having a good graphic to start is what draws people in. So on the don't side, don't just use any AI or art or graphics, right? The second do is use big, easy to read fonts. Don't use small, hard to read fonts, because one of the things, if you're going to have text on your design, you don't have to, but if you're going to have text on it, people need to read what it is, right? People need to see it. When they look at the thumbnail, that's usually very small. If they can't read it or they can't see it, they probably won't buy that t-shirt design because they don't know what it says. The third one is use a good layout as a flow that has flow. So on the don't side, don't just randomly throw things up. And I've tried to help you with this. I have this resource right here of 25 good layouts. I'm working on 25 more. You can use that on my free downloads page. But it basically shows you how to lay out a t-shirt design, not just randomly putting a graphic here and a text here and it doesn't look like a t-shirt design. So these are made to look like t-shirt designs and hopefully get you some sales. The fourth one is to keep it simple and easy to understand. And of course, don't overcomplicate your design is the opposite of that. So you want to make sure that your design's nice, easy to read with the easy to read fonts, really nice graphics, right? And just easy to understand, because when they're scrolling through a page of t-shirt designs, yours should be the one that catches people's eye and they should understand it really quickly and want to buy it. So that's kind of the basis for that, is it needs to be easy to understand so that people know what they're getting when they're buying it. The next one is use contrasting colors for the do, and the don't. Don't use colors that blend into the background. I see this over and over again. You have a black t-shirt with very dark gray text, can't read it, or very dark gray graphics, can't see it. So make sure that you have the best contrast is a white text on a black background, right? But do that. Do the test. Make sure that you can see it. Make sure that things stand out. And it doesn't have to be super vibrant, but it definitely needs to be readable, so that people can see what you have on there. So don't mute everything, even though that's maybe a style, but you want to make sure that people can see it. And we'll see this in the examples that people are using contrasting colors, very heavily contrasting colors. The next one is be original and stand out. Of course, don't just copy someone else. This is a strategy that a lot of new sellers do. If they just look for the top sellers and then copy exactly what those top sellers are doing. This is not a great strategy, because the top sellers will always be the top sellers and everybody's copying, and so yours is going to be pushed down to page 3, 4, 5. No one will see your design. So the best way to do this is think of the idea and the audience that person is targeting, and do something better and original for that audience so that you get the top spot when people are searching for your thing, not the other thing. And the last thing, and this is very, very important, you shouldn't do any copywritten or do anything that's trademarked. So don't copy designs. That's one of the reasons not to copy designs, because a design is copyrighted. And you want to make sure that you are looking for trademarks, because that could take your account down or maybe potentially get sued from the people that actually own the trademark. So be very, very careful on that. You can check those things with USPTO, and there's other places where you can check on trademarks. And copyrights is just don't do things that are famous, like songs of famous people, football teams, sports teams, and any of those things, movies, all those things are copyrighted. So stay away from that. So there's my list of 7 do's and 7 don'ts. Let's go into some examples so we can put these to the test so you can actually see how these work in real life on the website and everything. All right, so I wanted to show you some examples first with AI designs and then t-shirt designs, but these are t-shirt designs made by AI. This is ideogram, and not all of them are great, but I'm going to show you one that I think is really good. I'm going to click on this one, and look at that. This is just checks all the boxes, right? It's in the right size, that tall rectangle. It has bigger pictures and smaller pictures. Everything's kind of laid out great. It has a flow. You can see Let's Fiesta and just everything around it. Has contrast. It has real easy to read. The font's big, easy to read. The white against the black here, the yellow against the black here. And everything's just really nice and crisp. So real easy to see. And it relates to what it is. So Let's Fiesta, there's a sombrero here and chili peppers and things like that. So it has that Cinco de Mayo feel that we want that's going with this. In the contrasts, we have Mid-Journey here. And again, not all of these are great, but I'll just pick one of these here. And this isn't horrible, but it's not as good as this one where it's nice and crisp and clean. This one, the font's kind of, I know it's a stylistic thing, but that's hard to tell if that's a D or an A. So I have to kind of stare at this a little bit. I don't get it right away. And then the edges aren't nice, crisp and clean. Some of this is kind of fading into the background. It's not as contrasty as the other one. Yellow works good on black, but the white was even better. And then this kind of gets lost. And then the shape of it doesn't really flow as good as this one does, right? So take a look at that. So there's another one. So that's why it's not like this isn't the worst design ever, but not all AI designs are the same, right? Just because you're using AI, sometimes it will turn out great like this, and sometimes it won't be as good. And so that really matters when you're putting your designs up against everybody else that has these things. So yeah, let's go look at another one on t-shirts this time. All right, so let's take a look at some t-shirt designs. This is Easter, since it's coming up. I really like this one, and here's some reasons why. It's real easy to see, to read as well. Even though the text is in cursive, I think it's an easy cursive to read and see. I like that there's some bigger and smaller graphics. You can see very clean ears here for the bunny, very clean wine glasses, and it relates to this, right? Some bunny, so we have the bunny ears, needs wine glasses, and then they fill in the little spaces with some flowers and some other things, graphic things here. The color stands out, there's contrast here. It's filling that space, that rectangle space really nicely. What else can I say about this? It's using colors really well. Bunny stands out. This could have been done in pink or another color too, but I think it works well, this color with the pink here. So it doesn't always have to be just white and pink. So that's nice that it stands out, and it's just great. These little accents here kind of help with that. It's a great design. I think it will do really well, and I think it does really well. By contrast, let's go to Redbubble here. And not all Redbubble designs are good and TeePublic designs are bad, but I just went to Redbubble to show you. It was easier to find these. But look at this. The difference between this and this is night and day. Hopefully you can see it. And I'll try to explain why this one isn't as good as this one, even though you can really see the person who did this knows graphic design, whereas this person probably is a beginner. But here are some things that could be done better. You could move it up a little bit. It seems kind of low. The graphics don't really match. I mean, there's wine here, but it's not really, when you see it, you see some bunny, which is kind of hard to read. Again, the wrong font. This E's kind of weird here. Needs wine. It doesn't say anything. I mean, it says bunny, but it doesn't say bunny with graphics, right? That could have helped like the other one had. This seems kind of random, this banner right here. And then the wine's so small, it's almost like you can't see it. I mean, this is a big picture, but if it was a thumbnail and it was a lot smaller, you might not even know that's wine. So, and then we don't have the contrast as much, like this is kind of blending in. It's just, so many things that could be done here. Better fonts, better contrast, more graphics, fill in the space. Like it's not flowing like this one. It kind of just breaks right here. And then what's this graphic? And then wine. So yeah, better fonts. This is what happens when you use better fonts, better layout, better graphics. Like it's the same thing, but done better, right? So that's kind of the difference. If you use all those things together, you can come up with something that will give you a better chance of selling. Doesn't mean that you're gonna get the sale, but it's less likely that you'll get the sale with this kind of design than this kind of design. All right, I got 2 more examples. Let's take a look. All right, so here's another Easter design, another Easter with the Easter bunny ears and things. It's similar to the other one, but less words, but it's still using the same kind of design techniques, the layout, right? It's tall rectangle, we got the ears, it's the contrast is great. We got white on black, white bunny ears. Even though they use a lot of color here, I think it still works because all of these colors stand out on the black, that contrast. And it's real easy to read. The font that they chose is great. No problems reading it. And we have some little, remember I like using the bigger graphics and then adding some little graphics to give it some interest. And they do that. And these Easter eggs, I can tell that's Easter eggs, and the color still stands out on the black. So very good design, and I'm sure it's doing well, selling a lot. Let's see, this is Amazon. You can probably tell by the BSR down here. Yeah, 181, 2000, like this is selling, and it's getting closer and closer to Easter. I bet that does well. So let's take a look at Redbubble and see what I got here. So you can see this design obviously doesn't have anything to do with Easter. It's in the wrong spot. It's really small. You can still see the white background on it even. So give yourself the best chance and use good fonts and use graphics that relate to the theme. In this case, Easter squad. I mean, it does look like a squad, but it doesn't look like an Easter squad, right? So think about what you're doing here. You can't just like, my thought is maybe somebody came in here and like, ooh, Easter squad is trending. Let's put those 2 words and some graphics on a t-shirt and get some sales. That's not how it works. It still needs to be something people want to buy, and someone that wants Easter squad probably won't buy this because it doesn't say Easter squad. I mean, it does in the words, but the graphic and the whole design itself doesn't say Easter squad, if that makes sense. So let me show you some other ones. I mean, this is obviously bad, but maybe something like this, you may think, well, that's a nice design. I can read that. Yes, but again, this one is, they have too many things in my opinion here. Like I had a hard time knowing that these were also rabbits here because the graphic is so small. Like I'm zoomed in right here, but on a thumbnail when you're scrolling over, you may not, it kind of all blends together and it's hard to see what this is. Is it a squad? Is it just a bunch of Easter eggs? And there's so many colors, so many things. And I think this font could be better. Like look at the difference between that font and this font. It's really thick, easy to read. This one, these cursive ones, although they have some style, they're kind of hard to read. Like the E, you can see it's like, I don't know, this font's not the greatest font because all the different, it just doesn't flow right. I don't know if that's the right word, and then we have this right here. They're trying to do the same squad thing. Just these colors and this font just looks so much better, right? So it is better than this one, obviously, but I think you can still keep it up a notch or kick it up a notch by making your graphics clear. Choosing the right graphic, like I said, is really important for the design, because when people see it and they scroll through, and if they can't understand what this is, they're going to go to the next one. So make sure that your graphic makes sense. Now this one, the graphic's kind of cool, but what's happening is they're using too many colors and too many patterns on this, and Easter squad is the thing that's hard to see. You see, they have the tall rectangle, they're following that, but it's just really tough to see here. I'm having a hard time just reading this here, and I'm taking seconds, right? And you don't have that long. They need to get it milliseconds to get this, and it's not working. So I don't know. Maybe it has made some sales. Let me check. Has it made any sales? No, it hasn't made. And this is brand new, April 1st. So yeah, give yourself a better chance and use some fonts that are easy to read. You don't have to put circles in your fonts. That's really tough. Having patterns in fonts, it's a tough one. I mean, it's a cool like you know how to do that, but it just makes it really hard to read. I think these graphics are okay, but they don't look. I guess they kind of look like a squad. I would like a squad like all together, right? These kind of look separate. So, yeah, give yourself the best chance. Think about what Easter squad is and what it means, and what somebody that would want an Easter squad or would like to wear Easter squad, what would they wear, right? How does it stand out and make it that? So just too many. Keep it simple, keep it original, and keep it nice and easy to read and stand out. That's my call on this one. Okay, so we had some, good, better, best, right? This is, well, not good, bad, better, and best here. All right, last one for Easter again. I really like this t-shirt. It's a nice, cool design. Bunnies are overrated, stay feral. And you have this graphic. You can see the graphic supports the words, and the words support the graphic. The words are easy to read. Nice, big, bold font. Has a contrast. We got a light shirt with black text. This one isn't, but I think it still works because bunnies are overrated. We want that to be clear. And then you kind of see this as a second thing, like, why are bunnies? Oh, stay feral. And you have the thing here. So I think that's fine. And then it matches some of these colors in here, so that's going to be cool. So, and I like mixing these kind of fonts, these script fonts with some sans serif, big bold sans serif fonts, great. And like the layout's great, the flow is great. We got little, big, this right here, and it kind of goes into here. So your eyes kind of go, bunnies are overrated. You have this raccoon, and then like comes back up to here, stay feral. So really good layout, really good use of space. We got big and small, not with the graphics, but we got big and small with the fonts, which is nice contrast. And you don't have to fill up every space. I think this is fine that there's no like putting a little graphic here, a little graphic here. I think it's using it nicely. Sometimes all you need is one graphic and use the fonts to kind of play around with the shape and everything. So great design. Does really, really well. In fact, it does so well that there's so many copycats. So I would suggest don't do this if you're watching this video. Don't do bunnies are overrated, stay feral. That's been done 100 times now. Too many people have copied this over and over. Try and do something. If you want to use a raccoon for Easter, I think that's great. Come up with your own saying. Come up with something nice. But this person that I'm going to show you on TeePublic tried to copy it and didn't do a great job. So bunnies are overrated, and then they got the raccoon with the bunny ears, but you see the problem? Big thing, like I said, like number one, get a good graphic or AI, and this is not. What they tried to do here is reverse, probably was a good graphic that worked on a white t-shirt, but they reversed it into a black t-shirt, and now it just looks like a negative and it doesn't look like anything, right? So there's better ways to do that. I have a video right here on how to take black designs and reverse them, not really reverse them, but make them work on a dark t-shirt where usually it works on a white t-shirt. So right away, this is not going to be a good thing. And then another font, and then another font. So they got 3 fonts here, and they could have used better contrast. This would probably be better if it was white. And then stay feral, I can kind of read it, but I think there could be a better font for that too. So could be a better use of layout and stuff. I know it's kind of still the sandwich thing, but this could have come on rounded like this or stuff. But the main issue, again, big no is the graphic. Once the graphic is bad and nobody likes it, people are just gonna scroll past it and not even click on it. So get that graphic right first. That's very important if you're gonna have a graphic on your t-shirt. and you can kind of play around with the text to make it work. So graphic, super important. Again, contrast, filling the space. You could have put some things here. Could have some eggs and things like the other one did. So again, this is what is really, really good. This one, not so good. So because of all those things. So go through those 7 do's and don'ts, and you can find out if your t-shirt matches them. You might have to, or doesn't match them, you might have to change some things and make it work. All right, so hopefully seeing those examples and looking at those do's and don'ts really help you to see the difference between a good design and a bad design, and maybe not so good design. Some of them weren't like totally bad, but they weren't as good as the really good design. So give yourself the best chance and create something really good. If you need help with layouts, I'll put this in the description. I have these 25 layouts that you can look at that's been proven, and I'm working on some more. And I'll put there's a lot of downloads on there, free downloads to help you with t-shirt design. Hopefully that helps you out in looking at these examples and everything. If you want to see those layouts in a video, I'll put that right here. I've done a video on how to use that 25 layouts, so they can help you get better designs and hopefully get you better sales with your t-shirts, whether you're selling it on Amazon, Etsy, or Shopify. So thanks again for watching. Hopefully this helps. And as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.